Name and your Myers-Briggs types.
Jack Reynolds and INTP.
Why do you like writing persuasively?
I've always liked arguing with people, I guess, and proving people wrong and stating my opinion. And I think that's a good way not only to learn, but also to help teach other people. So I think that I just get a lot of enjoyment out of building arguments and making points and all that kind of stuff.
Do you think that in general you're a pretty persuasive person?
Generally speaking, I would say so.
Do you struggle with analytical writing?
I wouldn't say I struggle with it, but it's not necessarily my strong suit. Um, and thinking back to last year in lit class, we did analytical essays all the time, and I never really had fun with it, but I do well enough, I guess.
Do you enjoy analyzing theories and ideas in real life?
Yeah, I think I have more fun with that just because it's more abstract and less structured, and you get to be a little more free with it.
Okay. Do you struggle with creative writing?
Yes, I have never been. I mean, I've always been creative, but I've never been good at making that, putting that out and writing it down.
Do you think that because there are no certain rules to what is good for creative writing and what is bad for creative writing, like do you think that freedom kind of limits your ability to write creatively?
I wouldn't say it limits my ability, but I would say that sometimes I feel a little lost without that extra guidelines, I guess.
What type of writing do you think you struggle with the most?
Probably creative writing, just because it's hard for me to find somewhere to start.
Okay. So you said that your favorite book that you read at Carey Academy was Macbeth. What did you like about Macbeth?
I've always liked the kind of, I guess, historical fiction type stuff. Um, I mean, when I was younger, I had like the little castle play sets and all of that kind of stuff. Um, and I guess just as I've aged, it's stuck with me, and I like reading about how people were, but also kind of the fantasy side of that.
Have you enjoyed a lot of the plays that you've read by Shakespeare?
I haven't read very many, but of the ones I've read, I have enjoyed them.
Do you find that you enjoy reading plays in general, or is it something that Shakespeare that draws you to this book?
I like plays in general, but I guess I don't do a ton of reading in my spare time, so I don't have a great basis to compare that to.
What is your least favorite book that you've read at Carey Academy?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Why do you think that is?
I hated the sentence structure and the writing style and all of that. It was too complex, and I thought it needed to just be simplified. And like if you've got a message, just state your message.
Okay. So that seems to contradict what you said previously about enjoying analyzing ideas and trying to, um, make draw your own conclusions about ideas that may be controversial.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't fit any one particular mold in terms of personality, style, and all that. Um, but I think for me, I really like discussing with people about that kind of stuff. I don't like writing about it as much. Um, so I think when it comes to reading and writing, I think it's much better if it's structured, organized, clear, and concise. But if you're just sitting around with your friends and talking about random stuff, then it's more fun to be a little more abstract.
Okay. When you're picking a book to read, do you tend to stick with one genre or do you pick it based off of the subject matter or the plot?
I wouldn't say I do either of those things. I tend to get a lot of suggestions for books to read. Um, so I'll read something if my neighbor tells me it was good, or my SAT tutor or whatever. I'm not very picky.
Do you have a favorite movie genre?
No,
Do you have a favorite movie?
no.
Do you like movies?
I don't watch very many movies, so I would say I like. I mean, I like watching movies as much as the next guy, but I'm not any sort of enthusiast.
Do you know what type of learner you are?
Mm.
Do you know what way you prefer to learn? Like visual, auditory, kinesthetic.
If I had to guess, I would say kinesthetic or visual. Just I had a Montessori background, so I am used to learning that way, seeing things and the way they work and all of that. But I think I'm pretty capable of learning in any way.
Do you have a least favorite way to learn though?
I think auditory is probably my least favorite, just because it can be hard for me to stay focused to a lecture for 2 hours.
That's it. Thank you.